Hi there, I'm Angus from AngusDriving.co.uk. I'm going to look at another test route that's possibly going to be used in the Currie test area in Edinburgh. I've got 3 test routes already on my website, and yes, there's lots of test routes, but this one is going to go down and over Calder Road down towards Christopherson and come back up. So yeah, we'll get underway and we'll talk as we go. Okay, so we're in the car park behind the test centre here. I've just started it up. The examiner will explain to you at the beginning of the test that you're going to follow the road ahead at all times unless signs instruct you otherwise. So when you're ready, we're going to leave here, and as we leave the car park, we're going to turn to the right. Okay, so off we go. So I'm just getting down to first gear, get the bike, quick check over both shoulders just to check that nobody's sort of cutting through anywhere in the car park, and off I go. It's taking your time sort of around here, a very busy bit. Now, I'm going to turn in right to leave here, so I'm going to mirror the signal. I'm keeping to the left here in case somebody wants to then come in as I'm coming forwards. It's looking okay, I'm just sort of edging forwards, so off I go. I'm just continuing on up here. The end of the road up here, I'm going to be turning to the left, so mirror signal. This guy's sort of parking there, I'm just coming round with the curb. Very blind with the cars here, so I'm just taking my time. I'm beginning to find my bite on this hill. I'm looking and it all looks okay, and then checking to see if it's okay to go past this car. Sometimes there's a few vehicles there, so be careful you don't just suddenly pop out and then sort of go towards people that are coming towards you, because obviously the obstruction's on your side. So I drive up here, sort of looking up, lots of parked cars all over the place. Speed bumps on the road, so 20 miles an hour is the speed limit. Now, it's quite common at the beginning of the test that they might get you to sort of pull up on the left after the speed bump. So round about where the learner car in front is, I'm going to pull up just after it, okay? So they might say, find somewhere on the left to pull up, don't worry about the driveway on this occasion. So because they've said that, don't worry about it, you can come in and don't worry about stopping over the driveway. So I'm coming in, I'm just coming to a stop at the side of the road here, then going handbrake on, into neutral and cancel my signal, so the car's all back to zero. When you're ready, drive on. So a bit of a hill start, quite a steep one. So clutch down into first, I'm getting my bite, I'm going to quick check through my mirrors, it's looking okay, I'm going with the right shoulder. So I'm going to pop a signal on, getting this gas set, and I'm just going to release the handbrake and off I go. Make sure that when you leave the side of the road you have a look over your right shoulder before you go. If you look sort of in the mirrors there and there are people coming and you're not going to go in front of them, well, don't put your signal on, just sit at the side of the road. So if you see 5 cars coming and you think I'm going to go after car number 5, don't put your signal on until car number 5 passes. I'm going to turn left at the end of the road, so mirror signal. And then just really going to watch where the curb goes here. I'm just dropping into first, coming round with that curb, bringing the front corner of the car all the way around there, having a look. Now this junction here varies from day to day as to what you can see, because usually there's parked cars in the mouth of the junction here. So it looks okay after this car, so off I go. As I come around there, maybe worth having a wee glance in the mirror there just to see if anyone's sort of coming round the cars in the background, because if somebody is coming round with a wee bit of speed, you might want to accelerate and get up to 30 a wee bit quicker than normal. So as I drive down here, just checking that I don't go over 30 miles an hour. Looking for hazards ahead, things like cyclists, buses, and I suppose just anything else that's going on. Very easy to go over 30 on this road, because probably sort of the majority of the cars that you're following will also go over 30, so be careful that you don't tip over. So I'm just driving down, looking ahead. You can see people at the bus stop, but there's no buses to be seen. Obviously they're on my side, so the bus will be behind me. Looking further ahead, can't really see anything that's causing me any problems, so yeah, I'm good. I'm just checking my speed, just keeping a regular eye in the mirrors, just checking sort of no one's shooting down behind me, doing anything strange. Now, further down here we go into sort of Juniper Green area, and usually it's parked up with parked cars, sort of sometimes on my side of the road, sometimes on the other. And it's normally a bit more congested with the shops, it's got a pedestrian crossing and stuff. Further in the distance I can see a bus. It's stopped at the bus stop, so what I'd be thinking as I approach it is cars might be coming round that bus towards me. Yes, it's my right of way, but you might get somebody coming round that hasn't seen you properly, or doesn't really isn't really considering you. So I'm just checking the interior mirror. I'm going to use enough power. I'm going to brake lightly because it looks like the bus is going to come round those cars, and this car in front is giving way to it. So obviously I'm going to have to give way as well. Okay, so when I'm ready, I'm just sort of continuing on. Now further down there's a UPS delivery vehicle. So a bus coming towards me here. I'll be able to squeeze through because I think the bus can wait just in there and I'll squeeze in. If I was further back there, I might wait for the bus, because if too many people go in here, they then won't get past the delivery vehicle, because we'll all come in queuing for that and then the bus won't be able to get out. Further down here, there's a pedestrian crossing just gone red. Plenty parked cars on the right, so I'm keeping a left position. I'm sort of staying with the curb as I come down here. So junction on the left there, I'm just checking I can clear it. Pedestrian crossing's gone to green, I'm all good. If I can't clear that and I'm waiting, then I might wait before the pedestrian crossing. I might wait set back from it. So I'm continue down. I'm just checking interior and right, and I'm starting to move out to the middle. If I move out to the middle nice and smoothly, keep a line off these cars will hopefully adjust slightly over to the curb. The cars coming towards me aren't going to open their doors, where the cars on the left might. So I'm checking interior and left just as I sort of bring the car back over to the left side of the road. So as I drive down here, the examiner might say to you, can you find a safe place to pull up and stop? So I can look here, it's quite narrow, but further down it looks a wee bit wider, so I think I'm going to choose down there. Be careful, there's a junction on the left, so don't signal too early. So I'm going to do interior mirror left, I'm going to signal left, and I'm just coming in here, I'm looking at the driveways and stuff, and I think I'm going to stop just before this driveway. So I'm bringing it in, I'm looking at the curb down here, and a combination of that and the mirror, I can bring it in. Okay, I'm going to stop, handbrake on, into neutral, cancel signal. Now I would always get someone to do that, handbrake on, neutral, and cancel signal. I've had quite a lot of people, what they do is they stop maybe in third gear or whatever, they keep the clutch down and they put the handbrake on, then the examiner says, that's great, drive on when you're ready, and when they go they don't realise they're still in third gear, so they actually just stall, which doesn't feel that great. Okay, so drive on when you're ready, so clutch down into first gear, get your bike, quick check through your mirrors, good look over the right shoulder, it's all looking good, so I'm putting the signal on, setting some gas and releasing the handbrake, and off I go. Again, if it didn't look good, just sit still. So I'm smoothly getting up to 30, drive along, nice wide bit of road, parked car there. I'm going to take a sort of smooth line off it, sort of out towards the line here, just so in case somebody opens the door in that car, I'm away from it. As I drive along here, I can see a pedestrian crossing ahead. I can see the right of it, I can't see the left of it. I can see the left of it now, there's nobody that I can see at it. If I could see the right of it and there was somebody there, obviously it might change to red. I might be able to see if the wait light was on the box to see that if I can't see the left, I might be able to see the wait light, and that would mean that somebody's pushed it, who's probably standing at the left. So I'm continuing along here. Not too much going on, so yeah, if you've got this in your test, yeah, it's all good, just cruise along, just don't go over the speed limit. Further down here at the traffic lights, we're going to be turning to the left, okay? So I'll maybe wait till I can sort of see the signboard to read the directions of that, and also check that there's nothing between me and the traffic lights that's going to cause any confusion if I signal left. It all looks okay, no signs of any junctions or anything, so interior mirror left, or mirror signal left. Braking smooth, I'm just double checking that left now, just as I come in here, and I'm just coming in, squeezing the clutch down and stopping before this cycle box and knocking it into my first gear position. Now, because there's time, I'm going to put the handbrake on. Now, as you come into this position here, sometimes the signal will go off as you move in for the with the lane in front of you, like as you move into the lane. So just be ready to click that back on if it does. Because we've been sat for a wee while, when it does go green, we're going to double check the left door mirrors to check that no cyclists or anything are making their way down in that area. So I'm just getting the bike, quick check in there, check the right as well, just check no cyclists coming down either side of you, and off we go. I suppose you could have a motorbike or something pushing down through there. So off we go. So we're building up to 30, and shortly it goes into a 40, okay? So from here I can now check the mirrors, as long as no one's overtaking me, I'm going to go up to 40, so I'm building the speed up. So next thing the examiner might say is we're going to be turning right at the roundabout ahead. So I'm going to do interior mirror, right door mirror, signal to the right. The reason they've said that so early is so that you can adjust to the right lane. Now we're going to go right fourth exit, so mirror, signal, and I'm braking smoothly. I'm looking at the roundabout, it's looking okay, so I'm going to go into second gear and I'm just going to continue on down. Okay, so if you were going straight on at the roundabout, the examiner wouldn't need to tell you at the top of the hill because you should already be in the left, okay? So I'm going to do mirror, signal check coming off and a smooth line to the exit. Noticing it goes back into a 30. As I come down here, we've got a pedestrian crossing ahead. It's a zebra crossing, so you have to give way to anybody at the crossing or sort of walking with intention. So I'm just coming down slowly, looking at it, and it all looks okay. With there being a bus stop there, you can imagine people sort of, running sort of out from their house, maybe running late and going towards that pedestrian crossing and sort of, just sort of running over it. So be careful. It's nice and sort of open on the left, so be careful of that. But just sort of pay attention. So I'm going down here, just checking it doesn't go over 30 miles an hour, which is very easy to do. It's going downhill, so the car will start to run away a bit. So just sort of making sure, keeping a regular eye on that. At the moment I'm in third gear and I'm not even accelerating it, it's staying bang on 30. As I come down here, in the distance here, there's a sign on the left, sort of in the distance there, and it says 20 miles an hour on it. But underneath in a box it says when lights flash, okay? So when the lights on that are flashing, it's 20 miles an hour. At the moment they're not, so it's still 30 miles an hour. If it was flashing, it'd be 20 until on the right there you've got a sign with a 30 on it, and that's where we go back to 30. Turning left at the bottom of the road, so interior mirror left or mirror signal left. Smooth braking, going to drop down into first and then follow that curb all the way around. I'm having a look both ways, it all looks okay, so gas on, clutch up smoothly and away. Okay, so it's building back up to 30. So that sign back there, that'll flash when the schools are going in and out, okay? So maybe at lunchtime, maybe in the morning, and at the end of the day. Driving along here, I'm going to be turning right at the end of the road, okay? So the end of the road is just coming up along here, okay? So as I drive along, I'm going to do interior mirror, right door mirror, signal right. I'm going to stay with this line as I come along, and I'm just braking smoothly. It's a wee bit uphill, so I'm going to clutch down, I'm going to get into the first gear, and I'm going to find just the bite. So there's a car coming up here, and if I find just the bite, I can make the car sit still. Well, there's a car now just coming around this corner. It's quite a blind one to the left, and there's a car coming out on my right. I'm sitting still after this white car looks good. Plenty of gas, it's quite a hill, and it's guiding the clutch up slowly. Now, from the left there, quite often if a bus comes down there that then turns into the road we came out of, which is quite a lot of buses use that road, like a big bus will not be able to turn in when you're sitting in position to turn right. So what the bus will do is it'll usually come down and then it'll stop and wait till you get out the junction. Obviously wait to check that that's what it's going to do and check that it's clear to the right. But yeah, you've not done anything wrong, the bus just won't be able to get in when you're there. The other thing that might happen is you might be approaching it and a bus is sort of turning in as you approach. What you'll see is, you'll see it, but you'll see that the bus will cut the corner quite heavily. So just ease off the power and hang back as it's coming in. Looking along the road here, I've got a pedestrian crossing ahead. Nobody's sort of around it, so it shouldn't change to red. Again, easy to go over 30 miles an hour down here, so be very careful with the speed, just keeping a regular eye on that. Okay, the road gradient does go sort of downhill at points, so it's, it suddenly might run away. If it did run away and you suddenly find yourself doing sort of 31, 32 miles an hour, just check the interior mirror, come off the power and brake just gently, just to bring it back down, just to alter it. And the examiner would rather you do that than you sort of think, I hope the examiner's not spotted that. So I drive along here, that car's just pulled away, but that's all okay. Now at the end of the road down here, we're going to be going left at a roundabout. Now just before I get to the roundabout, there's a junction sort of set back for it, so I've got to be careful with the timing of my signal that I don't signal before before I pass the junction. Now I don't need to fully pass the junction, I just need to get to sort of at least a halfway point, just so that nobody at the junction is going to be confused thinking I'm going to go into it. So I'm watching this van that stopped because it's obstructing my view, somebody could walk around it or whatever, so I'm just easing off the power. Now as I come down here, I'm going to be going left first exit, okay? So I'm doing mirror, signal left, and then I'm just coming off the power. There's some traffic coming round, so I'm braking smoothly. It's looking quite busy, so I'm going to select first gear. Coming round, I'm just going to look between the lorry and the car here. There's a van coming, I'm just finding just the bite on the hill here. Okay, after this van it looks okay, so I'm getting the gas going and guiding the clutch up slowly and following round. Okay, so that lorry there, if I'd gone right up beside it, it would probably block my view a bit, so it was better for me just to sort of hang back and see sort of between it, rather than pull right up beside that lorry and not be able to see. If I didn't have a choice, then yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do, but on the approach there I could time that. I'm going to go straight on second exit at this roundabout. Now a lot of people get this wrong with the position. You're just on a normal road here, so if we're going straight on, left position. There's no road markings, we're not in like a dual carriageway coming up, so we've only got the option, unless it's marked on the road, left lane for going ahead, okay? So checking interior mirror, left door mirror, just bringing it in. Staying with the curb here, there's a tar line on the road, stay to the left of that. It's looking quite busy, there's a lorry about to come out, so I'm selecting first gear. Stopping back here so I can still see the back wheels of the van touching the ground, so I'm not right up behind it. While I'm sitting here, I'm watching to see what's happening, seeing if there's an opportunity for the van, but also that opportunity might be big enough for me to also go. Okay, so as cars come around, the van should go now, but I don't know if there's enough room for me. So I'm moving forwards and the cars are coming. I'm making sure I go all the way up to my line here, so that when I'm sitting waiting, if somebody pulls up on my right, they won't block my view. Cars come around, blocking it, so off I go. Now on the roundabout, there's a tar line here. I'm just going to follow around, staying to the left of it, but don't cross it. Now I'm going to check interior mirror, left door mirror, signal left, and then just focus on the curb on the left there, take a smooth line down there, okay? So coming down here, some more lights ahead that could be flashing with for 20 miles an hour. At the moment they're not. So when you book your driving test, you'll have an idea of roughly sort of, is it lunchtime or is it like the first thing or is it the end of the day? And it'd be good maybe if you've driven at that time, you could pay attention. No one's at the pedestrian crossing, so it shouldn't change. You could pay attention to see if it was likely that they're going to be flashing. On the right there, you can see the 30 miles an hour sign on the back of that sign, meaning that it's out of the 20 zone if it was flashing. I'm just going to drop down to second here because it's quite sort of windy with the cars, the way they're parked. So just sort of checking the mirrors as I'm going in and out. Down here, I'm keeping a line off these cars in case anyone opens the door. checking interior and left, and I'm just going to brake gently because I think this guy's then going to drive in front of me, and he has, but that's okay, I can see that coming. So I'm going to check interior and right just to take the line off this, and I'm going to be going straight on at the traffic lights down here. Now, the examiner, again, they've told you you'd follow the road ahead at all times unless signs instruct you otherwise. So that would include traffic lights like crossroads. You would just be following the road ahead. Your default position when you come up to traffic lights, we're going straight on. Your normal driving position would be in the left. So it would be in the left, we're going straight on, the left, we're going left, and the right, we're going right. If it wasn't, like, so sometimes you come to traffic lights and it's marked in the right lane to go ahead, it would be marked on the road usually. There would be a big arrow on the road saying this, like, you know, straight on in this lane, left in the left lane. If the cars were queued up and you couldn't see, like, you know, they were on the road and they were blocking the sort of, you couldn't see the road markings, well, the examiner would then usually speak up and say, in this occasion it's marked on the right. Or if the road markings were very faint. So I'm just hanging back just as the bus comes round there. And he's round, good. So I can see that the bus, to get round that car, he's going to have to run a wee bit wider just because he's quite a long vehicle. So I know he's going to come out. So by hanging back there, like, he'll get round, and then I won't have to sort of deal with that sort of all at once. Driving along here, pedestrian crossing, see the right, there's no one there. I can see the left now, there's no one there, so it shouldn't change. Very congested area here. I'm looking at that lorry as well. Looks like he's going to start to go, so I'm checking my interior mirror as I brake smoothly, and I'm just hanging back here. I'll just let him come through. I'll just knock it down to first, and off I go. So I can see him beginning to come. There's no way that he's going to be out of the way before I get there. I know I'm going to have to brake, so I'm checking up into my interior mirror. What I'm looking for is how close is anybody behind me, if anyone's there. And you know, do I need to brake earlier? So if you looked up there and there was somebody very close to you, you might start braking earlier if you've seen the lorry early, to try and keep yourself safe from the person behind. I'm keeping an eye on the cars on the left here. I'm looking for reverse lights or anything. Busy area with the shops. You can imagine people sort of going between sort of the shops, sort of if they parked, running sort of about. So just be sort of really keep an eye out and sort of just easing off the power, getting a distance off these things just to keep yourself safe. Okay, as I drive along here, then so quite a few test shoots come along here. Some go into this junction here, which is a very tight one, and we're going to go into the next one here. So we're going to go into the one on the left up here, okay? So taking the road on the left. So interior mirror, left door mirror, signal left. I'm braking gently, and I really can't see a thing. It's really tight, so I'm going to go down to first gear. It's a narrow road, so I'm going to go into first gear. I'm going to keep it tucked in with the curb here. Keeping it in, and then I'm looking after these cars, and it all looks okay, so out I go. Okay, so if you can find a safe place to pull up and stop on the left, okay, so interior mirror left, door mirror, signal left. I'm not going to stop over the driveway here, but I'm bringing it in, and I'm going to go just beyond this driveway and stop just before the next driveway beside this level curb. Okay, it's great. So handbrake on, neutral, cancel signal, drive on when you're ready. So clutch down first so you get the bite, quick check round, I'm happy, signal on, and off I go. So quite a lot on the driving test, you're going to be pulled up at the side of the road. Once you've pulled up, they're going to say that's great, drive on when you're ready. And that's, you know, basically it's just seeing that you can select a safe place to pull up and stop, and that when you pull away you're going to get everything in order, and you're going to check that right blind spot. So the reason you're checking that right blind spot is you've got a great view with your mirrors, but basically the blind spot you can't see in the mirror. So if somebody was coming out of a driveway or something, then they wouldn't show up in the mirror, and obviously you could then start to move when they're coming towards you. You're going to turn left at the end of the road, so mirror, mirror, signal. Notice that it's a stop junction, not a give way, so I must come to a stop. There's a hatched area with a solid white line as I come round here. I'm coming round with that like a curb, and I'm going to come to a stop just at the line here. I'm going to put the handbrake on, into first gear, see what's happening. There's a car coming there, so I'm just going to wait for that. Once this car's passed, it looks okay, and it is, so off I go. Now at a stop junction you must come to a stop, okay? I would recommend putting the handbrake on, that means it keeps you right. I'm just going to check my mirrors and go around that box just in case he gets caught in my car. I'm going to turn left into here, mirror, mirror, signal. I'm just going to follow that curb as it goes. I'm watching it, it's sort of just following around it, staying tucked in behind this car, and then that means that for that car I can give way and I'm in the correct place. If I was just to run wide and assume that it was clear, then that might not work out so well. So I'm going to take the road on the right, so mirror, mirror, signal. I'm coming along here, no one's coming towards me, when the centre of that road goes underneath my door mirror, and I'm going to steer us in, and then we go. Now, you can stop on the left, just sort of here on the left anywhere, okay? So I'm going to stop, okay? And we're going to use the corner in front to do the manoeuvre, okay? So we're going to use the corner in front to reverse back around, okay? So when you're ready, you're going to go past that junction, stop on the left, and then you're going to reverse back round into that street, okay? So from here, we're going to go clutch down first, you get the bike, quick check round, it all looks okay, we signal to say I'm going to leave, okay? Now I'm not going to go way out, I'm going to stay on that position, because I don't want to go way out, because I'm going to be stopping there, okay? Got to be careful with the timing of my signal, I'm going to wait till I'm in the middle here, and then I'm going to do a mirror and signal, and I'm going to pull in. Okay, I'm actually going to keep going. There's a car coming behind me. I'm just going to pull in. I'll go further down because there's a car now coming towards me. Maybe it wasn't that great that the parked car's upset. That one is used every now and again in the test, but we'll get another corner around the corner. We'll get another corner just around the corner. What we'll do is we'll go around here, and I think there's a corner around here. Let's see. Yes, we'll use this corner here. Okay. So just after this, we're going to stop and left. So mirror signal, and I'm coming in, and I'm stopping just sort of in line with the curb here. Brilliant. Okay. So handbrake on, engine neutral, cancel signal. So when you're ready, reversing back around this corner, staying relatively close to the curb. So the purpose for this manoeuvre is for turning. You would reverse into this street, and once you're sort of rounding back, when you're finished, you can leave and turn right. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to clutch down to reverse. We're going to do a quick check over both shoulders, check that it's okay. No one's coming up and down the road, no one's walking on this pavement, and if you're happy, get your bite and off we go. Now, as we come back here, I'm just watching the curb there and sort of looking around. The curb in the mirror here is beginning to part. Basically, when the curb starts to go that way, start to steer that way. And steer that way as much as you need to just to stay with the curb, okay? So I'm just looking around regularly. Keep on checking over your right because you're swinging out that way. Now, just following the curb round here. Looking into the street, okay? Now, if anyone does arrive, I'm just going to stop, okay? At the moment, we're okay. Just following round, okay? Just keep on looking. And just go nice and slow, so that if basically when you look around, nothing much changes, okay? Once that curb runs parallel, now I'm going to put the wheels straight. I'm going to check both shoulders as they come back here. I'm just going to slowly, you just keep going back slowly until the examiner says sort of that's fine. So we'll just stop there, okay? So then handbrake on and engine neutral, okay? When you're ready, drive on. We're going to turn right at the end of the road. So clutch down first so you get the bite. Quick check over the right shoulder. I'm going to put a wee signal on, so we're going right, and off we go. I'm just going to pull up just a line here. Looking both ways, and off we go. So in the reverse round the corner, if anybody does arrive walking on the pavement beside you, just come to a stop. If anyone comes up and down the road that you're on at the beginning, stop. If anyone comes out of the road that you're reversing into, then you're going to stop, but then you're going to pull back forwards out of the junction, out of the way, so you're not obstructing them, okay? So yes, that's something the examiner's not going to tell you to pull forwards, but yeah, you must pull forwards so you're not obstructing them, you're not causing them any problems. So yeah, that corner's used quite a lot in the test, but with the parked car being opposite, I thought I was going to be able to do it, but then a car then arrived behind me, so I thought I'd be out of the way before it. So I'm going to go left at the end, mirror and signal. Okay, don't worry, the examiner wouldn't choose it if the parked car was opposite it. Excuse me. If the parked car was opposite it like that, the examiner wouldn't usually choose it because you'll block the whole road when you do it. So you're going to turn left at the end of the road, mirror signal. I'm just coming up slowly. So again, down into my first gear, just checking, and it looks okay, so off I go. So I'm coming around, okay? Now, round here, we're going to do a sort of angled start. So we're going to look for a car, like the examiner will look for a car maybe for you to pull up behind and then pull away from, okay? So let's have a look, see if we've got something we can use. And the distance, and it's over the junction. Let's see. Okay, we're going to pull up behind this, behind the car on the left, okay, after this car, so I'm going to pull up, so mirror and signal, and then I come, okay? Don't worry about the drive, okay? They'd probably get you a better car than that, okay? So we're pulling up here, and we're pulling up reasonably close to it, like we are, and it's to show that we can pull away at an angle, okay? So the examiners say if you can pull up behind the car in front, getting within about a car length from it, and leaving yourself enough room to get away, and then they'll say drive on when you're ready, okay? So when you're ready, drive on. So this is just showing you can pull away with something in front of you. So obviously I've got to maybe wait for this van because I'm going to take a slightly wider line. Okay, so off I go, good. And big steering, and around I go. Okay, so that's all on your clutch control there as you go. You're just checking that you don't bring the clutch up too quickly, and you know, you pull away and obviously don't go into the car. So I drive along here. Again, speed bumps on the road, so 20 miles an hour. Do not go over 20 miles an hour. So we're going to do some independent driving now, okay? So as we drive up here, we're going to drive to the end of this road where we're going to turn to the right, end of the next road where we're going to turn to the left, and then we're going to follow signs for Kilmarnock, okay? So end of the road turn right, end of the road turn left, follow signs for Kilmarnock, okay? So this will last about 10 minutes, okay? So we're following around here, just staying with that curb, and here comes to the end of the road here, so we're going to turn to the right. So interior mirror, right door mirror, signal right. Braking gently and then to first. Take your time here, so you're looking both ways. You also got, somebody could come flying off that main road, okay? I'm going to turn left. So mirror signal, and I'm just going to slow it. I'm still just using my clutch control to pull myself forwards there. All looks okay. Make sure you look over the road there at that flashing 20 sign. It's not flashing at the moment, so it's 30, okay? But if that is flashing, then you want to make sure that you're not going over 20 miles an hour. But also, if it's not flashing, you want to make sure that you're going over 20 miles an hour, so you need to know, okay? So along here, we're looking for Kilmarnock. If it was flashing that sign, you would see the 30 miles an hour sign on the right side of the road there, okay? So Kilmarnock, straight on, second exit at the roundabout. So I'm assuming it's going to be the left position, so I'm just checking, seeing left and just lining myself up here. Pedestrian crossings at red at the moment. I'm going to stop so I can still see the back wheels of this van touching the ground. Bit of a hill, so I'm just going to put the handbrake on. Okay. So that's it, changing, just checking the mirrors, checking sort of across the car, both sides there, in case of any cyclists and motorbikes. So I'm coming along, I'm going to go straight on, second exit. So looking, there's a taxi coming on, just going to stop the van. There's a red car coming on at the back, another few cars there. It's quite busy. So again, still making sure I don't get too close to this van. Just edging forwards on the bite. There's a silver car coming around. After that, it's looking okay. So I'm getting plenty of gas and smooth under the clutch, staying really on the outside of this roundabout. Into second, then mirror signal, focusing on the curb on the left and following round. As we go up here, I'm accelerating smoothly in second up to 30, then into third, just because we're climbing quite a steep hill there, and it's good and it's important just to sort of get yourself away, get up to the flow, okay? But again, make sure you don't go over 30 miles an hour coming up here. I'm looking at the pedestrian crossing, nobody's at it, so it shouldn't change to red. So next thing I'm looking for is the sign for Kilmarnock, okay? So shortly I'm going to see that it's signposted to the right third exit at this roundabout up here, okay? So I can see it on that sign up there. But between myself and the roundabout there's two junctions, so I'm not going to signal quite yet. I can have a look though at Calder Road to see what traffic's coming down it, see if it looks like it's going to be busy. I'm going to the interior mirror, right down where signal right. Now I'm going out and getting neat with the line here, okay? And I'm going to follow around to the curb. It looks quite busy, so I'm braking gently. I'm going to clutch down, and it's okay after the silver car, so I'm going to go into second gear and then off I go, heading to the roundabout. Okay, I'm going to follow around with the roundabout here, and then as I come to leave, usually you would leave in the left, but in this case you're going to have yellow signs saying merge ahead. So mirror signal, and you can see the yellow signs. I'm going to leave in the right lane because of that yellow sign. Now if I did make a mistake and left in the left lane, well I would just have to get back out before the bus lane, so it wouldn't be a complete disaster as long as I checked the mirrors okay, but if you see that, it's going to help you. Okay, so I'm just getting myself up to 40 as I drive along here, and I'm just sort of continuing along looking for signs for Kilmarnock. So as I come up here, the first sign here on the left is going to show me that Kilmarnock is signposted straight on second exit. So I'm checking the mirror coming off the power. The yellow sign on the left shows me which lanes go where, the middle lane and the right lane go straight on. I'm already in the right lane, there's a bus lane on the other side, so I'm going to stay in the right lane. So it's all queuing back, I'm going to get into first gear. And to be honest with you, if there was no cars here, I think with that hedge going all the way up there, I'd be struggling to sort of fly up and go on in second gear. So I would probably slow down and go into first, like a junction. Be careful here, a lot of people when they go, they steer quite early. You need to make sure you get out towards the roundabout a bit before you steer, so you're going wide of that middle lane, okay? So I'm coming up, all looks okay, so going forwards towards the roundabout, then steer in. That's me in my lane, it's a spiral roundabout, get into second gear. I'm looking to see if anything's queued back to the traffic lights around there, it all looks okay. Coming round, mirror signal, following this lane, and then just focusing on that curb on the right as I go and starting to accelerate. Now, the car in front, you might see it's got a small E on the back of it. It's got a wee square, green square with a white E in it. That's the Enterprise logo for the car hire company, okay? So what I'm thinking there is that car is obviously a hire car. Now it might be that it's somebody that's not from Edinburgh, that's not used to driving on these roads, so they might suddenly get a bit confused or do something a wee bit unpredictable. It could also be somebody that works for Enterprise that's moving the car and drives along Calder Road every day. So yeah, it might be okay, but it might not be. Up here, there's no sign saying stay. The bus lane's coming to an end, so I'm checking the mirrors, re-signal and moving back in. Kilmarnock's a bit hidden on that sign. It's straight on second exit. The examiner would speak up and say that if it's hidden, okay? Red light at the roundabout, so checking the mirror and braking smoothly. So the traffic lights are going to control if I go here. The road markings are getting very poor on this roundabout as to what you can, like, to sort of see them. So if you use the left lane as we're doing here to go ahead, you've got the curb. So I would use that to focus on to sort of keep your position. So as we go, I'm going to stay with the curb on the left here, and then I'm going to imagine that this curb sort of meets the other curb, like where it would be, and just focus on that. And if I stay on that, then that'll keep me neatly in my lane. I'm coming off at the next exit. I'm going to do mirror signal. I'm going to do that on the bridge while it's easy. Then I can focus just on this sort of wee tight bit through the lanes. As I come through here, I'm checking the mirrors to see who's coming off the roundabout, if anyone with me, because there's a bus lane coming up. Mirror signal, there's no one there. Happy, so out I go. If I started to spot somebody early as I was coming round there that was like level with me, there'd be no point in staying level with them. So what I would do is I'd start to come off the power, so that by the time I got to where I need to move for the bus lane, they're ahead of me and I can go out behind them hopefully. Going for left for Currie and Balerno, mirror signal. When the bus lane ends, that solid line, I can move, double check in, and then I go. Always double check in case somebody's moved in early. All the way into the slip road in this case. There's no decision to make with the roundabout here. You're just braking gently, you're coming round, staying out of that hatched area and just following round. And then smooth acceleration. That sign's hidden for Currie and Balerno, so the examiner would have to tell you that it's to the left. But this one's not. I can see Currie and Balerno's marked straight on, so I'm checking my interior mirror. I'm coming off the power, braking smoothly, bringing the speed down. It all looks okay, so I'm dropping into second gear back here. Clutch is all the way up, double checking it, staying with the curb on the left and coming round, staying on the outside. I've passed that, mirror signal, then follow that curb on the left as you go. Start to accelerate again. Okay, now that roundabout, yes, it's quite visible as you come up to it, but it's quite a tight roundabout, so make sure you get rid of the speed, otherwise you'll find yourself flying around that. Okay, we're going to go straight on at the roundabout. Currie and Balerno was marked for that. Checking the mirror, coming off the power, looking at the roundabout, it's looking good, so I'm dropping down into second, smooth up with the clutch, and then staying with the left of the left curb as I go through. Okay, so I'm driving through. After this sort of driving, I'm going to do my mirrors and signal. So mirror signal, and I can see to be 40 on the lamppost there, so it's still 40, and I'm bringing the speed smoothly back up, and I'm just getting up to 40 as I drive up the hill here. So okay, so that the examiner would now say that's the end of the independent driving. So that's you've done it. Now if during that independent driving you miss one of the signs, you're not sure, you know, like for some reason you know, like you've been concentrating on something else, you miss, speak up and say, sorry, I've not seen the sign, and the examiner should tell you where you're going to go. Say you did read the sign and you thought Kilmarnock was to the, you thought it was to the right, and you were going round the roundabout to the right, and suddenly you saw that that Kilmarnock was actually to the left. Well, don't panic, just turn right. Like rather than, the reason people would fail is what they would do at that point is they would suddenly take a line from the right lane over to the left, and just without any observations or anything, they would just suddenly cut right across the roundabout. So you know, if you're already going the wrong way, just go the wrong way. Like that's going to be safer, as it would be in real life. If you were to go somewhere in real life, yeah, you would go the wrong way rather than sort of cut across things. Up ahead, I can see speed bumps on the road. I can see a 20 miles an hour sign. I'm checking my mirror, smoothly bringing it down, getting down just sort of 20 or below, and then I'm getting down into second gear so that I'm just coming in at a smooth speed. I can see the parked cars on the right, so things are going to come around it, so I'm going to stay with the curb. I think if I go slowly, well, the van's going to give way to it. That's very nice of him, so I'm going to give him a wee wave. Now, up here at the roundabout, I'm going to go left first exit, okay? So mirror signal. Okay, I'm still in the second gear. I'm just taking advantage of being at this slow speed, looking at the roundabout as I come in. It all looks okay. Now usually as I come round here, there's some parked cars, okay? So I may have to give way if somebody's coming towards me. So I'm easing off, I'm looking through. It all looks okay, so I'm checking and seeing right, and out I go. Now we're going to take the road on the left. It comes up after these parked cars, and that's us back at the test centre. So mirror signal, okay? So I'm easing off the power and just taking my time as I come in here. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to drop down into first gear because it's a busy bit past the shops and stuff here. There's no point in me going fast through here because it's going to just sort of complicate it for me. So I'm just coming down here slowly, and I'm looking to see what's happening. Now I'm going to go into the car park on the left. That's probably where the examiner's going to take you. So I'll do a wee mirror and signal. I'm just going to wait for this car to come out because I won't be able to get in while it's coming out. Okay, so it's letting me in, so I'll get into the left here, and then I'll just pull in past it. So I'm just going to go in forwards into this space here, and then I'm just going to come to a stop just up at into this space here, and then handbrake on and into neutral, and then you can relax, you can switch the car off. So that's you've done a full test route. As you can see, it lasted around about sort of just over half an hour. The whole experience will last 40 minutes. At this point, the examiner is now going to run through the test with you and let you know how you've got on. I'm sure if you follow that, that'll all go to plan, and hopefully you'll acquire your license. If you do have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to get in touch. I've got plenty of other videos on my website, which you can have a look at other test routes and sort of various things to do with things like Calder Road in more detail and stuff. And hopefully sort of your learning, you'll understand it, and your learning will progress very quickly using these. Don't be fazed by the examiners you're driving around with them marking things. Even if you go round and you don't make one mistake throughout the test, they're going to be marking and stuff. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad if they're marking, okay? So best of luck with it, and yeah, hopefully it all goes to plan, and just drive like you've been practicing, don't change anything, and you'll be great. Alright, thank you.